How's it going, everybody? It is officially Saturday going on right now. Obviously, you guys are watching some crazy European RLCS. One step closer to finding out who our 5 teams are going to be going to the major. But while we do that, we've got a lot of things to discuss, a bunch of things happening around the scene. I'm sure there's been some more that has developed by the time this video comes out. But in the meantime, we got to talk about the things that are relevant or things that are on topic. We're going to do this in a little bit different way just to keep me on track. And I've got them in order, ready to discuss all the specifics and how to do things. As you can see, I've got an 8-minute timer on the clock. I'm going to hit start, and hopefully we get through all these topics, all the open-ended conversation, everything in 8 minutes to keep it short and sweet. Also, Wojtek, if you'd like to put a little timer in one of the corners or something and do it that way, we can do that. But this is to keep me in check. So with that said, 8 minutes on the clock. Let's run it. First things first, Johnny Boy and Fear coming together to be running a new thing called the ProDrops game NA 1v1. It's a 1v1 tournament, but there is going to be an invitational as well as additional teams that get invited. Obviously, on the NA side, you've got a bunch. KV1 is technically part of that conversation as well, based on where he's playing. So there's some South America players, which is great. KV1 in particular, though, trying to find that new home, and it's actually been going pretty dang well. That team with the club and everybody else has looked excellent, guaranteed spots. We'll talk about their qualifications and teams going to the major in a bit here. But another 1v1 tournament that starts. There's more over the course of the month, I would say, like over the next couple weeks. If you guys want to find out where to find that stuff, as always, Rocket League, go to the wiki. On the side here, if it doesn't show up, click C tier. It'll pop up. Fall 5K North America. You guys can't see it because my screen is in the way. But Fall 5K, November 14th to the 16th. That is next week, Monday and Tuesday. Okay, so you got some stuff coming up if you guys are big 1v1 show match fans. Okay, that'll be with Fear. That'll be with Johnny. Make sure you check out their stuff if you guys want to stay up to date. I'm next. Some reports coming from Shift. The off-season for some teams has been here because they did not qualify for the 3rd and final regional in North America. And because of that, you are starting to see some rumors from Shift start to develop. We've already got a couple in the works. The first one about Darkzero, a team that was built around Turbopolsa with J-Pow and Zanil. Zanil was originally going to go to that Dignitas squad that has been in contention and been fighting for a top 8 consistently and a potential chance to go to the majors. They fell short. And in this circumstance, Darkzero has decided that they're going to hopefully rebuild still around Turbopolsa. They did not get the results that they wanted. Their results, quite frankly, were pretty pitiful in the fact that if you look at NA results, they aren't even in the top 16. They didn't qualify for a majority of things. So, yeah, no points, no harm, no foul. They can completely change 2/3 of the roster because you forfeit your points. Well, they don't have any points worth not forfeiting. So, doesn't matter. They're going to rebuild it on Turbo. The next one of the big topic for conversation that has led to a lot of discussion is Shift also has put out a rumor stating that Furia is looking to part ways with the great one, Kaio TG1, after failing to qualify for the major. Kaio is hoping to remain in North America if possible. Maybe you see some mix-up with Complexity. Maybe. Who knows? And Furia is exploring Justin as an addition. NRG, obviously another team that did not qualify. There are obviously different alternatives that they can look. Also with the CRR acquisition, right? CRR coming over from Spain to join Complexity has proven to be fruitful. It has been a good step in the right direction. Why not apply that to other things? Couple things to keep in mind. Number one, NRG, a lot of people discussed, hey, let's get rid of Sizz. Let's see if that is the solution. It's not. It's something with the play style. Who do you keep? If you are NRG, do you look to rebuild? Do you look to make one change? Do you look to... There's a lot of things that we don't know behind the scenes when it comes to NRG. We don't know what the issues are. From what we have learned through the grapevine, through pros talking on podcasts like Chalked and the CJ show, from what we've seen from First Touch and a lot of things, there seems to be a general consensus that a majority of people think Squishy should be the one to leave. Whether you agree with that or not, I personally, from replay analysis and stuff, think Squishy's playing well. But a lot of times with these roster changes, it is more so the mentality. It is the interpersonal things, which makes this even crazier because if Energy does make a change, they're all pretty good friends from what it seems like. Now, from what I have heard and from what was said last week on the Chalkcast by some pros, they said that NRG does not troll scrims. One player in particular, they said something along the lines of, and I quote, NRG doesn't troll scrims. Garrett G doesn't troll, Justin doesn't troll, and then left it at that, implying that maybe Squishy is part of the issue, and that's why they live rent-free in their head whenever they play each other. So maybe that is part of the issue, and by maybe getting rid of Squishy, that then changes the environment. A lot of times with energy, changing that environment is a healthy thing, even if I think the pastures are greener anytime this is going to change. I think a change for energy has been needed, and no matter what the change, it'll be a positive one. So if that player ends up going elsewhere or otherwise, or whatever that situation may be, those are the types of things that I think a change is needed no matter what. And wherever Squishy goes, or Justin or Garrett, or whatever the answer is, it is probably going to be fruitful no matter what that situation ends up being. Sometimes just a change of pace, sometimes just a different iteration of roster remotivates, reinvigorates, whatever word you want to use. Okay. Now, when that applies to Furia in particular, some of the things to be concerned about. Number one, they are Brazilian. Jan and Card do not speak English. Yes, you can communicate with, I have boost, I'm up, you go, I go, etc. There has been times where multiple coaches have stated, as a coach, I'm trying to teach my roster, or a player that does not speak the same language is trying to be like, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. This is what I'm trying to accomplish. And that stuff does not translate as easily as it could. There will be hurdles if this happens. Justin's dad is from the area, but Justin does not and is not fluent in that stuff to my knowledge. So if that does happen, that could be problematic. Fury, if you don't remember, currently is in Miami with their new headquarters that they have built. So that is something of concern. I don't know if it's going to be the answer. I don't know if it's just a, hey, one of these players on energy is available and this has worked out very well for us. But again, Jan is still Jan. Kaio, still very talented, still a long-term veteran, been playing since 2015, one of the few. Also have the ability to, with Card, really see his value increase because of his World Championship performance. But that Fury situation is very complicated, and we'll be interested to see on how this one plays out. That one took a lot of time, but it's an important one. There's a lot of factors that go into it. I'm excited to see how this goes. Shift is not the only one who's been hearing this. I've been hearing this from my sources quite a bit the last 2 weeks. I think there's a lot of weight that can be put into this rumor, this announcement. Shift has a pretty good track record. Again, credit to them for reporting. Up next, the kind of a cool one, taking a step back. Obviously, we did see Rule 1 not make it. Unfortunately, they did beat or lose to the Falcons in their qualifier. So Rule 1 is not getting their spot. Falcons, which I do think is overall better for the space as a whole for competition. But it does say that Cresper, the coach, and the rest of the team, with Rawas, Clears, and I can't say his name. It starts with an N. Now, new, I forget. Either way, R1 is going to Rotterdam. So that'll be a cool experience for them to see it and be exposed there. To Nader. I forget how it is. Either way, Sunless and the rest of Rule 1 should be in attendance. Does that also mean in Civic? I do not know. But cool experience for Rule 1. Up next. Regain. Regain had some interesting things. Obviously, Rizzo continues to run a... Are we on time? I'm out of time. I gotta... No, it's not enough. I'll go faster, I swear. Okay, speed run. Regain tournament. We did see 3 players on just like that. T. Carell, Zanil, and Money. Money was playing with the guys at 26 Rising. Zanil was bouncing around trying to be on the Darkzero team. You know, whatever he was going to do. And then T. Carell, who got kicked from Rogue, right? Got kicked from Rogue. And then they played with their coach. So those 3 came together for a team called Just Like That in the Regain tournament, and they got bodied. It did not go well. So they got 3-0'd by Starbucks, which is Lunar, Tool, and Angel, and then they lost to Limited Edition as well, which is Nebra, Nitros, and Skills. So they got smacked. It didn't go well. So who knows? Maybe it was just for funsies. Maybe it was something in the making. We'll have to wait and see. Up next. Teams that are going to the major. We have all but 6, technically 6 still. So we do know K-Corp is obviously for EU. We'll find out these this weekend. We're probably almost already there by the time this video comes out. OCE, this is the last thing I want to talk about. 2 OCE teams still up for grabs. They do have some pretty crazy stuff for their results. OCE right now, the 2 teams to pay attention to, Power and Pioneers, are both trying to qualify. Lake Show and Ground Zero are trying to make top 8 and potentially have tiebreakers go in their favor. But the overall tiebreakers, you're basically looking at Pioneers and Power. I expect them to be top 8 guaranteed, and then you are looking from there. Links to this will be in the description down below. That is what you need to pay attention to. So that's what I've got. We went a little bit over the timer, but that is your RLCS news for the week. If you guys like this concept, you like this idea, you like this speed run, even though we went a little bit long on some things, let me know in the comments down below. I'm sure there's a bunch more things that have come out in that time, but trying to make these efficient as quick as possible so you guys can get everything you need. Maybe we'll do these on a weekly basis. Let me know. Rather than daily videos, maybe a 15-minute video with a bunch of stuff for the week. Maybe a 10-minute video instead of 8. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, notifications. See you in the next one. Peace.